Yo, 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 Sloshy Joshy back with another YouTube video. Today we're doing the running back rankings. I just don't think I'm going to be able to get the 12 team out, guys. I don't think I'm going to be able to get all 12 done in, like Sunday is when everyone's draft's pretty much over, so that's 6 days from now. I just don't think I can't do two a day. I don't have time, I'm sorry. But we got the 10 team mock draft. 12 teams a little different just because there's more teams, obviously, so, there's going to be more of that depth, but hopefully my rankings can help with, you know, you picking your what position you want at what time. I'm gonna get running back out tomorrow or running back out Monday today, and then wide receiver out tomorrow. So I did quarterback already, and then I'll finish up with tight end, and then I don't really care about kicker or defense, so whatever. But I'll try to get those out as soon as possible. So I'm trying to get those out, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of this week, just so I know you guys, probably a lot of you have already drafted, but if not, you're drafting real soon. So I want to get these out. But today we're doing the running backs, and let's get into it. So, and again, these tier makers are really hard to find, like everyone that I wanted to talk about. But if there's someone I'm missing, I'll try to talk about them a little bit. But if not, comment, and we can talk about it. But first up, Aaron Jones. I'm not super high on Aaron Jones this year. Um, I'm in the C category. He's gonna be a good. He is part of that kind of. There's a really bad fall off of running backs, and it's if you wait too long, and then and you're like, oh my god, and he's kind of like right on that edge. So he's one of those last like running backs before it becomes pretty barren out there. You can get that wasteland. But yeah, kind of avoiding him. Same with Eckler. I'd probably put Eckler in D. I'm not um, too high on Eckler this year for fantasy. These guys are both getting older, 30s. Sorry for all the ads anyway with this Cheermaker website too though, but yeah, I mean both kind of in the same boat. Aaron Jones is better, overall. I think right now, if I had to pick, so C and D. Um, Bijan, number one running back in the league for fantasy right now. He's gonna get the passing volume. He's gonna get the rushing volume. Uh, he's a very good run blocking offensive line. And yeah, he's gonna eat this year. Uh, Definitely gonna be. I mean, if he plays all 17, he's probably a lock for a top five RB finish. So, Blake Corum, I'm just avoiding, dude. I don't F or avoid. I'll put him in F. If Kieran does go down, he'll be interesting, but I mean, until then, Kieran's gonna get most of the work. Jaden Blue, I do like as an interesting stash. So, I'm drafting him late in some of my leagues. I think he can win out that running back room. But time will tell in a few weeks. So I'm still trying to get my kind of regular season schedule, together. I'm gonna try to do like ads of the week maybe, um, must starts in this week or something like that. But um, Braylon Allen is probably a D, and Brees Hall is a C. Um, Not really a fan of these guys either, to be honest. I mean, we could go B and C, maybe. No, I'm gonna keep it. But yeah, I am gonna put Braylon over Eckler. Yeah, there you go. And then I'm gonna put Brees Hall over Aaron Jones. There you go. Brees Hall gets the pass catching, everything like that. So if you're in a PPR league, Brees Hall is probably gonna get a little uppick just because of those receptions. But we're talking about the Jets. It's more than likely they're not going to be very good this year. Braylon Allen's, a good talent, but I don't know. I just don't see much output from those guys this year. Brees Hall was like a second round pick last year, and he disappointed a lot of people. So B Rob up next. Um, I would say interesting stash just got traded to the 49ers. So the question is, do you believe McCaffrey's going to play 17, even like 10 games, right? Because if B Rob gets that opportunity, right? If McCaffrey goes down, B Rob becomes a pretty solid fantasy running back in my eyes. Um, he can pass catch. It's not like his strong suit, but he can do it. And he can run, especially with that 49ers O line. So I like him as an interesting stash. Bucky, I like him in the A tier. Bucky burst on the scene last year. I think he's only going to get better. You know how high I am on the Buccaneers offense. Scatabo, I'll put him in interesting stash. Um, Chase Brown, probably an A behind Bucky. Um, one of the better offenses in the league. Gets good pass work, run work, all of that. So, ooh, sorry, big yawn. Like them a lot in A tier. Oh, shout out to my new subscribers, by the way. I've gotten a few since coming back, like 10 or so, but um, appreciate you guys following. Means a lot. Um, Chuba Hubbard. Hmm, I do like Chuba Hubbard a lot. I might put him in low A. We'll see how the list goes. I may end up moving him to B. But he did really well last year. Let's put him in high B for now. He did really well last year in the run game. Um, and Panthers, started improving towards the end. Bryce Young's kind of had a good, last 3, 4 games of the year. Um, they bring in a new wide receiver, all kinds of stuff. So, Panthers, not like they're playoff contenders, or I don't even know if they're, but they should be better, right? So they should be scoring more points. Chuba Hubbard did really well. I believe, he was a top 10 fantasy running back last year. So I would expect that again with the uh, upgrades at offense. Now, McCaffrey, if he plays all 17, he's probably an S, right? But if not, he's probably an A or even lower, depends on how much time he misses. So that's kind of the question, and that's why I don't think he's going to be an S tier for me. I am going to put him in high A. I just don't the cloud that is over McCaffrey's head, probably for the rest of his career, unfortunately, but just the ticking time bomb that could explode at any moment and just ruin your fantasy league. I mean, it's happened to me. I know it's happened to a ton of you out there. McCaffrey, I picked him number one overall one year, and he played maybe like 3 games. But yeah, uh, if you get a full season out of him, he's going to be a top five, fantasy running back. He just is. He's probably one of the best fantasy running backs of all time. Like if you look at his output, but um, I'm gonna put him in top A just for now. If he plays all 17, he's an S tier slam dunk. But I just can't bet on him playing all 17, unfortunately. James Cook. I love James Cook, and I think I'm gonna put him in B, high B. Um, Good offense. Again, we love a running back on a good offense. It's always gonna transition to good to touchdowns to points. So anytime you get a running back on good offense, you're doing good. Led the league in touchdowns last year. I do expect some regression there, but good in the pass game. Still a great running back overall. So yeah, I expect another really good year from James Cook. David Montgomery, he's slipping down my board, I will say. Um, I take him maybe here. Um, Jahmyr Gibbs is just the guy, bro. He's just a dude, and David Montgomery is just gonna slowly get eked out of that running back room, especially with that whole offensive mindset switching up with Ben Johnson leaving. Who knows what they're gonna do now? And Jahmyr Gibbs is the better just overall player. So, um, you know, C tier running back Derrick Henry, King Henry. Gotta put him in A. Gotta put him in A. Right here. Yeah. Yep. Um, King Henry, dude. I mean, honestly, you can make a case for him in S tier too. Like a 2,000 yard rusher, gonna get 15 plus touchdowns. It's like almost a guarantee at this point. It's pretty crazy. He's like 31 now, so that question's looming in the back of your head, right? When is that going to happen? Because we know in football, it just happens when you're right. It's just like boom, and then that player just sucks. It's all out of nowhere. Happens to everyone. So there's always that question, but he fits in very well in the Ravens offense. They're play calling the hell out of him. He's getting his touches, and it doesn't look like he's slowing down. So I got to put him in the A tier. Honestly, if you could make a case for him in S tier too. King Henry's that dude. Um, is this Devin Singletary? Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and avoid him. I'm not tripping, right? Is that Devin Singletary? I'm gonna avoid Devin Singletary. Yeah, I take. Oh wait, no, is that Tyron? No, this is Tyron Tracy. Okay, yeah, that's Singletary. I would avoid him. If anyone from the Giants backfield, take Tracy or Scatabo. Um, and honestly, I would avoid most of the Giants backfield until very late. Achane. He has a very interesting thing going on right now. It's a calf injury. It does scare me a little, I will say. Um, I'm gonna put him in low A for now, maybe even high B. We'll see how the list goes, but that injury is a little scary. He's a calf injury, and he may miss a week or two. I think they said. But in a PPR league, A-Chain is just insane. He's like a Kamara, right? They both get like 5+ targets a game, which just makes that volume just awesome in PPR. So I'll put him in the low A. Not really high on the Dolphins, you know, um, to be honest. So I don't really know. There's a lot of running backs I'd rather have other than A-Chain, but in a PPR league, with them being down, he's a great option. So we'll put him there. Jerome Ford. Mm, the Browns running backs are gonna be tricky too, but Jerome Ford, I'll probably put in high F. Not a bad running back, but he is just caught in. Now it's Quinshon Judkins is okay, so he's gonna be coming back. Dylan Sampson, I think, is playing pretty good right now. So there's just a lot of mouths to feed in Cleveland. Plus, you know, their offense is kind of just a dumpster fire at the moment. Garendo, interesting stash. Uh, I actually, with the B Rob trade, I don't know. I almost want to say avoid, but because I mean I do think B Rob's gonna be RB2. I'm gonna put avoid, but if if you have McCaffrey, it may be worth getting one of these two guys. So if B Rob goes somewhere else, it might be worth it just to get Grindo in a late round. So like a very late interesting stash. But other than that, I'd probably avoid him. Trayvon Henderson. A lot of hype around this guy. A lot of hype. Um, I'll put him in low B for now. And I've never seen him play an NFL snap. That is correct. I saw a crazy kick return on the first play of the game against my favorite team. That was wild. Um, Damn, this video is gonna be long. Sorry, guys. Skip around if you want, but whatever. Um, and the explosiveness there, the pass catching abilities there, the burst is there, the forced missed tackles is there. I've watched a pretty good amount of them in the preseason actually. And again, it's not against starting defense. That's you can only take it with so much. But um, the hype is real. He seems very explosive and very fast just by watching him. So I do think he's going to be a good running back. And I do think he's going to take over that room from Stevenson. Stevenson just has a fumbling problem, and, you know, he's never become that guy. But Jahmyr Gibbs, S tier. Not much to say. He's just absolutely insane. Um, James Conner. James Conner, I would probably put in like low B. A lot of people sleep on James Conner over and over again, and he continues to have 1,000 yards and double-digit touchdowns. He's just that guy. He's that guy. Plus, he's the guy in Arizona. I don't see anyone taking touches from him. People talk about Trey Benson, but he's the guy. I think. Again, he's getting older. Some of these guys are getting older. I honestly don't know who this is. I'm gonna come back to this guy. Is that Keldon Johnson? Oh, I'm gonna be so freaking embarrassed. Uh, okay, I'll come back to. I think it's Keldon Johnson. I got. Hold on. Let me just look it up on my phone real quick. Why did I say Keldon Johnson? That's the basketball player. Caleb Johnson. Is that him? No, that's him. Oh my God, who is this? Oh my God. Okay, whatever. Jalen Warren. Hmm. Probably down here, like low D. I'll put him up here actually. Put him high D. Um, but I do think this is Caleb Johnson, right? God, if I'm messing this up, I'm sorry. But you guys know what I'm talking about. Caleb Johnson, I do actually really like. I probably go like low C right now, but I do think he's gonna get a lot of touches, and I do think he's gonna fit in pretty well with that team. Um, Genti, I'm not as high on as everyone else, so I'll probably put him high B. I do not think he should be going before Chase Brown, Bucky Irving. Um, A-Chain, maybe with the injury, he's probably right there. I may even put him after James Cook. Um, I don't know. I think I think he's a good running back. But the Raiders, aren't the best team. It's not like he's going to be, um, running over everyone. I think they brought in Chip Kelly and Pete Carroll, which, could be good. We'll see, I guess. But I'll put him in high B for now. And we'll see what happens. I need to figure out who this is. Is that Javonte Williams? Is that who that is? I think it is. All right. Well, it's Javonte Williams. Um, I do think that. So I kind of think that he's not going to be good this year. And I think that Jaden Blue's going to take over the room. But I think as of now, he's RB1 in Dallas. So we'll put him as a D for now. Right there. Um, and then we'll see what happens. But I kind of think that Jaden Blue will take over that. So, do with that what you will. I probably, you'll see at the end of this. I'll probably put a lot more people in front of him. Mixon's got an injury that's crazy. Healthy Mixon's like belongs up here in the B tier, maybe even like low A. But because of that injury, I'm gonna put him down in low C. I'm not really sure how many games he's even gonna miss. But draft if you do get Mixon, draft Chubb. Obviously, I think Chubb's gonna start in his place for the first 4 or 6 games he misses. So with that injury designation, I mean, if he's missing like 6 games plus, he's gonna move down the board like pretty severely. Like if you have healthy options, I'm gonna go like low C. If you have like healthy options, take them before Mixon. You can't afford to be waiting, 6 weeks for your guy to come back because then you're what like 2-4 because you don't have your full strength team, and then you're digging out of a hole. So I'm not a huge fan on waiting injuries out. Um, but Joe Mixon's awesome. So depending on the severity, we'll see what happens in the next week or so. Um, you know, it may that may turn around. Jonathan Taylor would probably be an A running back. Probably put him right here. Maybe even right here. I'll go right here. John Taylor's amazing. He has a really good run blocking O line. The Colts are interesting to me. Daniel Jones at QB does not excite me. Um, so that's the thing, right? A good team, like I've been saying, right? Good teams. You want a good offense, a running back on a good offense that's going to score a lot of points. Get in the red zone, they're going to get those, walking touchdowns, etc. Jonathan Taylor's just amazing, so he'll make shit happen. But um, not too excited about the Colts. Josh Jacobs would probably be like right here for me. Another guy that I feel like is slept on a lot. He ran for like 1,400 yards and like 15 touchdowns last year. And I'm not seeing many people talk about him for fantasy, but this guy's like this guy's a monster, dude. And the Packers, they're always like good, right? But they're not gonna be, we'll see. They made noise in 2023. They had kind of a down 2024 year, but we'll see if they come back in 2025. I mean, Jacobs had a great year last year, regardless. So we'll expect that to come in, keep going. They have Jordan Love still. Obviously, they drafted Matthew Golden first round, so they bring in a really fast wide receiver. Maybe spreads the field a bit. So maybe Josh Jacobs eats more, but I do like Josh Jacobs a lot, and he's one of the best. Honestly, one of the best running backs in the league. I'll say it. He's the top five, top six, top seven guy in the league. Justice Hill. Ugh, I don't know. I guess in a PPR league he's feasible, but I would wait very late to get him. Kenneth Walker, I do like. Probably go B. Again, it's kind of an injury thing with Kenneth Walker. Um, he's been injured a lot. I know he missed a lot of time last year. When he does play, he's amazing. So we'll see what happens there. If he can stay healthy, he'll be, awesome. I'm at 21 minutes here. Good lord. All right, I gotta speed this up a bit. Appreciate you guys for watching. If you're still here, I've been yapping my ass off. But Alvin Kamara, always a fantastic fantasy football player. I almost kind of want to put him in A. The amount of receiving work he gets, um, you know, it just gets him there. It gets him there. I'm gonna put him in low B or in high B. He is getting older, and the Saints are in trouble this year. I think I mean, it's a quarterback battle between Tyler Blah, what is it, Blah, and Spencer Rattler. So when that's happening on your team, you're in piss, basically. Kieran Williams, love Kieran Williams. Uh, Probably right here. Kieran Williams is amazing. Again, kind of like a Josh Jacobs, just kind of does his thing, just does his work. It's gonna happen every year. He's just that guy. Rams have a good offense, good O line. And Kieran Williams flourishes under that system. So Miles Sanders, I'm gonna go Void. Najee, don't love Najee, but I'll put him like right here. I think Omari Hampton's is definitely, speaking of Omari Hampton, I think that he is going to be an interesting grab here. I'll put Moby. Omari Hampton is definitely going to be a guy that I target. It's on RB2. Um, in a very good rushing offense, a very good team in the Chargers. We know those hardballs like to pound the rock, so I think Omari Hampton's going to get a lot of work early. And I think that he's going to beat out Najee. It may start as more of a dual backfield, but Omari Hampton's going to be that guy eventually. Pacheco, I see a lot of people. I think he is one of the better running backs to target as far as ADP. He is going a lot later than I think he should. Um, this is a guy who's like a late second, early third last year until he broke his leg. All signs point to him still being the Chiefs RB1. Probably put him like right here. Really like Pacheco. Very strong runner, very hard runner. Um, and yeah, Chiefs number one. Again, good teams, good running back. Good teams, RB1. Can't complain. Browns are going to be. Judkins is an interesting stash just later. Rachaad White, I'm avoiding. Stevenson, I'm avoiding. RJ Harvey, I do like a lot. My B list is getting crowded. Let's see. For Harvey. The thing is, he is really good receiving. So I think it'd probably be here, like B. Yeah, Broncos. He's gonna compete with Dobbins for touches, so we'll see what happens there. Um, but yeah, I like Harvey this year. I like him a lot. I think he's gonna be a good player. He's got good burst. good hands in the passing game. See what Sean Payton cooks up with him. The last guy that Sean Payton cooked with, Alvin Kamara. So it could be kind of a similar season. We'll see. Um, Saquonicus, put him here. Third running back for me behind Gibson and Bijan. Maybe I don't know. I mean, they're all so good, dude. You can't go wrong with any of those three. Um, great offense, great team. Say 2,000 yards. Touchdown machine, just amazing. High C for DeAndre Swift. I feel like he could have a good year under that Ben Johnson regime. Um, but a lot of running backs I like over him. Tank Bigsby, probably put like right here. Tank, Frank the Tank, right there. I don't know. I think Etienne's still gonna get the work, but I'm not too excited about either of them this year, to be honest. Etienne has better hands, is what I meant. Sorry, the passing work. So there's a little more upside with Etienne just because of his PPR. Pollard, I'd probably put Pollard, especially with that Tajay Spears injury. Uh, I put Pollard like up here on the Titans. Um, Not a very exciting team, but Pollard's a good running back. Um, and he had a really good start to last year. I think he kind of fizzled out, but if he can, get back to that, then we're liking him. Tyrone Tracy, I do think he'll actually be the guy in New York. Um, I don't think it'll be Singletary. I don't know much about Scatabo, but I'm not a huge fan. But I am gonna put him like right here, maybe. Not too high on the Giants running backs. Tracy can go back there. This is another rookie. You have to forgive me. I'll come back to you. Okay, Tyler Algier. Interesting, just because of the Bijan handicap, I guess. And then Charbonnet is not a bad RB2, actually. Probably put like right there. Are you kidding me? Look at this ad. Oh my God. What the hell? I'm gonna crop this. Don't worry. All right. Um, Up next we have Jalen Wright. Um, with the A chain injury, this one's kind of interesting, but I'm not too solid on him. Once A chain returns, Wright just has not seemed to find his footing. It seems like. So I don't know. You put him in F tier. And then I don't know who this is, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. Who is this? It's a rookie. It looks like. Is that Dylan Sampson? Might be Dylan Sampson. I'm just gonna say it's God. I don't know. Let me look it up. Doesn't look like him. That's not him. Is it Tootin, bro? I don't know who those ones are. I'm just gonna stop it here then. Thanks for watching. 30-minute video almost. Good lord. But thanks you guys for pushing around really quick. Appreciate it. Leave a like. Let me know what you guys would change. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.